Why narcissists don't want to have sex with you. Are you no longer attractive? Greetings and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're delving into a topic that many of you have been eager to explore. Why does the narcissist lose interest in intimacy? It's a perplexing question that can stir up feelings of confusion and frustration, but fear not, we're unraveling it today. Before we plunge into dissecting the motivations behind this behavior, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for joining us. I'm deeply appreciative of this community, and my hope is to empower others to identify and address toxic dynamics in their relationships. Without further ado, let's uncover the reasons behind why narcissists may withhold or withdraw from physical intimacy in a relationship. First and foremost, establishing dominance through manipulation. Narcissists thrive on control, and one of their most effective tactics is withholding intimacy. By denying you closeness, they assert dominance and twist the relationship dynamics to their advantage. They exploit your longing for connection, using it as leverage to enhance their power over your emotions. This calculated approach isn't a random act, but a result of their years of cunning manipulation and exploitation. Consequently, you may find yourself doubting your worth and attractiveness, falling victim to self-doubt and insecurity. However, it's essential to realize that their withholding of intimacy doesn't reflect your value, but rather their inability to form genuine emotional bonds. Their actions stem from a desire to maintain dominance and avoid vulnerability, not from any judgment of your desirability. Understanding this fundamental truth is the initial stride toward regaining control and breaking free from the toxic clutches of narcissistic manipulation. You're not a mere victim, but a resilient survivor poised to reclaim autonomy and rediscover your true self beyond the grasp of the narcissist's influence. Secondly, emotional void. Within the realm of narcissistic manipulation lies a profound and often overlooked aspect: emotional disconnection. Those ensnared in relationships with narcissists often find themselves grappling with a lack of genuine emotional intimacy, leaving them feeling isolated and unfulfilled. Amidst moments of physical closeness, the hollowness of the narcissist's affection becomes glaringly apparent. The absence of postcoital tenderness, such as cuddling or affectionate gestures, serves as a stark reminder of the emotional vacuum engulfing the relationship. Initially, these signs of detachment may be misconstrued as personal shortcomings, triggering self-doubt and insecurity. Victims may question their allure, desirability, or compatibility with the narcissist, oblivious to the root cause lying within the narcissist's incapacity to form meaningful bonds. The narcissist's dismissive attitude towards sexual intimacy exacerbates feelings of inadequacy, as they belittle its significance and relegate it to a mere obligation. This emotional chasm permeates beyond the bedroom, infiltrating every facet of the relationship and corroding the victim's self-esteem as they grapple with unmet emotional needs amidst the narcissist's apathy. Victims may internalize a sense of worthlessness and undesirability. However, it's imperative to grasp that the narcissist's emotional detachment doesn't reflect the victim's value, but rather the narcissist's innate inability to forge authentic connections. By unraveling the root cause of this emotional void, victims can embark on a journey to reclaim their autonomy and pursue healthier, more enriching relationships liberated from narcissistic influence. Thirdly, betrayal and external validation. In the labyrinth of narcissistic entanglement lies the haunting spectre of betrayal and the relentless pursuit of external validation. Within the confines of such relationships, trust morphs into a fragile commodity, easily shattered by the narcissist's ceaseless hunger for attention and adulation. While physical infidelity may serve as a visible manifestation of this betrayal, the narcissist's quest for affirmation transcends mere carnal desires. They relentlessly seek emotional validation, often entangling themselves in flirtatious dalliances, intimate conversations, or clandestine liaisons with others to shore up their precarious self-esteem. These interactions unfold across various platforms, spanning text messages, phone calls, or clandestine rendezvous, offering the narcissist a fleeting illusion of connection bereft of genuine emotional investment. For those ensnared in the web of narcissistic abuse, uncovering signs of the narcissist's infidelity can shatter their sense of security and self-worth. The revelation of clandestine messages or covert rendezvous may validate long-held suspicions, plunging victims into a maelstrom of betrayal and inadequacy. The stark realization that their partner has sought intimacy and validation elsewhere can unleash a torrent of anguish and disillusionment. In a bid to safeguard their emotional equilibrium, some victims may resort to intrusive measures like scrutinizing their partner's devices or monitoring their online interactions, hoping to unearth evidence of betrayal. While these actions may offer fleeting solace or confirmation, they underscore the erosion of trust and intimacy within the relationship. Yet, amidst the wreckage of emotional turmoil, narcissists remain impervious to the havoc they wreak. Driven by an unrelenting thirst for validation, they heedlessly pursue their desires, heedless of the emotional wreckage in their wake. To them, infidelity is but a tool to feed their insatiable ego, heedless of the emotional carnage they leave behind. As victims navigate the treacherous currents of narcissistic abuse, prioritizing self-care and seeking support from trusted confidants becomes paramount. By acknowledging the narcissist's penchant for infidelity and external validation, victims can embark on a journey to reclaim their agency and erect boundaries conducive to their emotional well-being.
Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're delving into a topic that might resonate with many of you: the peculiar eating idiosyncrasies of narcissists. I've gotta tell you, mealtimes in my household felt more like navigating a minefield, especially with Dad at the head of the table. His eccentric eating habits transformed what should have been moments of familial connection into tense, uncomfortable affairs. I'd often leave those meals feeling drained and utterly perplexed, questioning why things had to be so strained. Reflecting on those experiences now, I realize just how detrimental those habits were to our family dynamic. And that's precisely why I'm here today, sharing my insights with all of you. In this video, we're going to dissect 5 peculiar eating behaviors commonly exhibited by narcissists. However, before we dive in, it's important to note, having these habits doesn't automatically classify someone as a narcissist. Human behavior is nuanced, and individuals exhibit a wide spectrum of actions. So, let's maintain an open-minded approach and consider the broader context. Alright, let's unravel these culinary quirks and uncover how they align with the narcissistic mindset. Brace yourselves, because you're about to gain some eye-opening insights. Let's set the scene. It's family dinner time, and my dad has an eager audience. He waits for everyone to settle in, then launches into these extravagant tales about his day. He boasts about putting someone in their place at work or outsmarting his colleagues, reveling in every moment as if he's the star of the show. As he spins these stories, you can practically feel the pride and arrogance radiating from him. We never quite knew if he was recounting reality or weaving a fiction, but one thing was consistent: he always cast himself as the hero. I dubbed it a Del orgasm because it seemed like he was getting high on his own delusions. He inhabited this fantasy realm, and sharing these stories gave him an undeniable thrill. As children, we were completely drawn in. His fantasies became our reality, and we hung on his every word, treating them as undeniable truths. Even my mom played along, boosting his ego and adopting the role of his biggest fan. It was as if he held us all under his spell, and he relished every moment of it. Number 2, the perfectionist narcissist. These individuals take control to an extreme level, especially during mealtime. It's not simply about how they eat, it's about dictating how everyone around them eats as well. They meticulously oversee every aspect, from your posture to your chewing technique, and don't even think about deviating from proper utensil etiquette. To them, meals aren't just about nourishment, they're elaborate productions, with them as the directors and everyone else as unwitting actors. Any minor slip becomes an excuse for them to unleash their psychological torment, as if you've sabotaged their meticulously crafted performance. They view you as a mere prop in their pursuit of perfection, leaving no space for authenticity. Being yourself around them is impossible. Every action is scrutinized, every bite is critiqued. If you dare to exchange a glance with a sibling while chewing, prepare for endless criticism. It's cruel, robotic, and utterly absurd. But that's narcissists for you, particularly those fixated on appearances. While they may crave elegance and flawlessness, their true aim is control, manipulating every aspect of your life, right down to your table manners. Number 3, the group eating dynamic. It felt like a scene straight out of a cult movie. Imagine sitting around the dinner table with your family, but instead of warmth, there's an eerie tension lingering in the air. That's the reality I faced in my household, courtesy of my dear old dad. He was fixated on the idea of family meals, preaching about their supposed ability to foster bonds and unity. But in truth, it was merely another opportunity for him to assert his control. If we didn't all gather together, it was as if we were violating some sacred decree. Who would he target if we weren't all present to witness it? Who would he shame or manipulate to satisfy his craving for attention? The atmosphere was suffocating, as if we were bound by some twisted pact. Regardless of how late he arrived, how disinterested we felt, or how unappetizing the meal was, we were required to sit at that table and endure his tyranny. Enjoying our food was a distant dream, the mere thought was laughable. It's no wonder many survivors of narcissistic abuse have a complicated relationship with food. For some, it offers solace. For others, it serves as a painful reminder of the trauma they endured. Can you really blame them? Number 4, the animalistic eating habits. Prepare to question everything you thought you knew about table manners. Imagine sitting down for a meal with your family, only to feel like you've stepped into a chaotic zoo. These narcissists seem utterly oblivious to the concept of proper dining etiquette. They chew with gusto, talk with their mouths full, and couldn't care less about the discomfort they cause others. It's as if they're in the midst of a feeding frenzy, devouring their food as if it's their last meal on earth. Asking them to chew quietly is akin to inviting a full-blown argument. I'll never forget the time I inquired about my dad's thoughts on the food, only to receive a bewildering response. He simply asked, "What is taste?" Can you fathom it? To him, food was merely sustenance. Regardless of its appearance, aroma, or flavor, he'd consume anything without a second thought. But here's the twist: dare to criticize their behavior, and they'll swiftly deflect blame onto you. Instead of owning up to their lack of manners, they'll accuse you of hypersensitivity or even question your hearing. It's exasperating, but par for the course with these narcissists. They'll go to great lengths to evade accountability for their actions. Number 5, food control. Get ready, because we're delving into the unsettling realm of food control, where narcissists wield your diet as a weapon to manipulate and demean you. Picture this: you're about to enjoy a meal, but instead of savoring the flavors, you're tiptoeing around the narcissist's scrutinizing gaze. They're monitoring every morsel you consume, poised to unleash comments that chip away at your self-esteem. They dictate the quantity you eat, instilling guilt for even the slightest indulgence. It's as though they're monitoring your every forkful, decreeing what's deemed acceptable and what's not. Should you dare to challenge their rules, they'll swoop in, arrogantly helping themselves to your plate as if bestowed with divine authority. I've witnessed it firsthand. My father frequently employed this tactic, leaving my mother and sister feeling as though they had no right to relish a meal. He claimed it was for their benefit, but in reality, it was a bid to assert dominance. Should you attempt to assert yourself, prepare for a battle. I recall a time when I lacked appetite and declined a meal, only to be met with his explosive fury. He forcibly fed me until I could bear no more. The twist? They'll twist the narrative, portraying themselves as victims and casting you as the antagonist. With guilt-laden remarks like, "Consider the less fortunate," they seek to justify their abusive conduct. It's not merely about food, it's about dominance and control. Sadly, in the presence of such narcissistic figures, autonomy and self-respect are mere illusions. It's their way or the highway, and dissent comes at a hefty cost. Which dining quirks of the narcissist resonate with you? Share your encounters in the comments section below. Your narrative could offer solace to those navigating similar circumstances. As we draw the curtains on this segment, I extend heartfelt appreciation for your presence. Your backing is immensely valued. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video to spread awareness and support others along their path to recovery. Additionally, explore the complimentary ebook and contemplate booking a personalized consultation using the provided links in the description. Until our paths cross again, let's persist on this journey toward healing together. Take care, and catch you soon.
Today, we're embarking on a fascinating exploration into the psyche of the selfish individual, uncovering 5 key flaws they'd rather keep hidden. Join me as we delve deep into the intricate labyrinth of narcissism, peeling back the layers to reveal the truth beneath the facade. Despite their outward appearance of invincibility, narcissists harbor vulnerabilities that, if exposed, could shatter their carefully crafted persona. At the core of narcissism lies a profound fear of inadequacy, driving them to incessantly seek validation and praise. Their insatiable thirst for approval renders them susceptible to manipulation and exploitation, as they desperately crave affirmation from others. Furthermore, their deficiency in empathy impedes genuine connections with fellow human beings, leaving them ensnared in a perpetual cycle of isolation and inner turmoil. Fragile egos, unable to withstand even the slightest criticism, render them exceedingly fragile and prone to emotional upheaval. By shedding light on these inherent weaknesses, we gain deeper insights into the nature of narcissism and its impact on both the individual and those in their orbit. Liberating ourselves from the cycle of abuse, we embark on a journey of authentic healing. Are you prepared to peer behind the veil of selfishness and uncover the truth? Let's embark on this journey together. 1. Not thinking about themselves. Narcissists often stumble initially because they lack self-awareness. Personal growth hinges on introspection and acknowledging one's flaws and missteps. However, narcissists cling to denial to avoid confronting their shortcomings. Rather than admitting fault, they deflect blame onto others, portraying themselves as victims and evading accountability. This refusal to engage in introspection stifles their growth, leaving them stagnant and unable to progress. Their outward display of arrogance masks inner emptiness, perpetuating a cycle of repetition that hinders self-discovery. Nevertheless, even the most entrenched egos can benefit from self-reflection. Despite its challenges, delving into one's innermost self fosters a deeper understanding of oneself and the world. It's essential to approach narcissists with compassion, recognizing their struggles and affording them opportunities for growth and healing. 2. Not caring about working together. Narcissists often shy away from collaboration, preferring competition over cooperation. Their inflated ego erects barriers that hinder meaningful interaction with others, making teamwork a challenge. In situations requiring collective effort, such as co-parenting, their self-centeredness disrupts familial harmony, transforming parenting into a battleground for attention rather than a shared responsibility. Placing their own desires above those of their children strains relationships and dampens emotional bonds. Their relentless pursuit of self-promotion leaves little room for collaboration, trapping them in a cycle of perpetual discontent, even when they achieve their goals through deceit. However, there is hope. Narcissistic tendencies can be overcome, paving the way for relationships built on mutual respect and empathy. By breaking free from the shackles of ego, genuine connections can be forged, fostering enduring happiness and fulfillment. If you're interested in delving deeper into these topics, consider subscribing to Behind the Science. Our channel offers thought-provoking discussions and profound insights on various themes, including self-discovery, empowerment, and resilience. By joining our community, you'll connect with like-minded individuals who share a passion for understanding the intricacies of the human experience and supporting each other's growth. Don't miss out on the opportunity to expand your knowledge and connect with fellow travelers on the journey of life. Stay tuned for more enlightening content and engaging discussions. 3. Passing interests. Delving into the realm of narcissism reveals a pattern of fleeting interests and abrupt exits. Like nomads in a self-created desert, narcissists chase after transient pleasures that evaporate upon closer inspection. Their emotions, akin to ephemeral shadows, leave behind a hollow resonance devoid of substance. Disconnected from themselves, they struggle to find solace in the simple joys that bring happiness to others, perpetually yearning for an elusive dream. Despite their relentless pursuit of material wealth and possessions, narcissists view such acquisitions as hollow victories, incapable of filling the void within. Their insatiable thirst cannot be quenched by material abundance, with their interests flickering like flames at the mercy of the wind. They drift from one fleeting pleasure to the next in an endless cycle of pursuit, their lives resembling a chaotic dance, where constant movement masks the gaping emptiness within. Though perpetually in search of novelty, narcissists remain trapped in an existential quandary, unable to find lasting fulfillment. Each transient pleasure provides but a brief respite from their inner turmoil, serving as a fleeting distraction from the profound emptiness that pervades their existence. Their incessant craving for validation sabotages relationships and obstructs personal growth, yet beneath their veneer of arrogance lies a wounded soul yearning for redemption. To initiate the journey toward healing, individuals must confront and acknowledge their innermost fears. By embracing self-awareness as an ally, we can pave the way for a brighter future grounded in empathy, sensitivity, and mutual understanding. 4. The crippling fear of being shamed. Narcissistic individuals harbor a profound dread of humiliation, meticulously crafting their outward appearance and behavior to avoid any semblance of vulnerability. Despite projecting confidence, this fear stems from deep-seated shame and underlying anxiety, shrouded beneath a facade of self-assurance. Riddled with doubt that permeates their relationships and interactions, narcissists vehemently eschew any hint of vulnerability, reacting with anger and defensiveness at the prospect of embarrassment. Their erratic behavior often leaves others perplexed, as they navigate the world with hypersensitivity, responding in inexplicable ways. In a bid to shield themselves, narcissists construct elaborate facades of intellect and superiority, sacrificing genuine connections in favor of upholding illusions. This pursuit comes at a steep price, with victims often falling prey to exploitation and manipulation, serving as mere tools to bolster the narcissist's ego while their own well-being languishes. For instance, narcissistic parents may exploit their children or partners to satisfy their own needs, perpetuating a cycle of harm. In their relentless pursuit to evade shame, narcissists relinquish humanity and authentic connection, prioritizing superficial appearances over genuine relationships. This fixation on outward image undermines authentic bonds, rendering them susceptible to manipulation and exploitation. To disrupt this cycle, it is crucial to comprehend the behaviors of narcissistic individuals. Cultivating empathy enables us to forge genuine connections and liberate ourselves from the clutches of manipulation. 5. The abyss of addiction. Narcissists navigate life driven by insatiable cravings, a relentless thirst for external validation and material pleasures. Their perpetual quest for approval leads them down paths of indulgence, seeking gratification through sex, wealth, or substances like drugs and alcohol. Survival hinges on the approval of others, rendering them more dependent on external validation than the average person. Fear of solitude and self-reflection fosters dependency, driving them to seek distractions rather than confront their inner demons. Unable to confront their own reflection, they lean on external crutches to pacify their inner turmoil. Despite outward appearances of control, narcissists harbor emotional immaturity, evident in their volatile outbursts, akin to tantrums of toddlers trapped in adult bodies. Constantly chasing fleeting highs, they remain ensnared in a cycle of addiction, using various stimuli to fill the void within. This cycle dictates their actions, hindering self-understanding and personal growth. Narcissists evade confronting their issues by further entrenching themselves in substances, perpetuating their dependence and unhappiness. Beneath their veneer of confidence lies a deep-seated fear of rejection, driving their relentless pursuit of external validation. Their avoidance of responsibility and shame stems from a state of denial and self-deception, leading them to manipulate and objectify others to maintain their facade. Their inability to form genuine connections, ceaseless pursuit of unattainable perfection, and propensity for manipulation serve as poignant reminders of human frailty. By acknowledging these vulnerabilities, we can foster understanding and empathy for those affected by narcissism. Before I conclude, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your presence on this journey. Your participation is deeply valued and appreciated. If you liked this content and thought it was useful, please consider subscribing to our channel and sharing this video with people who could also use it. With your help, we can reach more people and keep making content that educates and excites.